So good morning, everybody. We've done a couple of videos now on different stuff with the Bronco, so I thought maybe I would just go around the Bronco today and give you all a kind of a tour of the thing and show you exactly what it is, what we ordered, why we ordered it, just answer questions mainly, I guess. We seem to see a lot of questions in the different forums and all. Okay, so this is the 2022 Ford Bronco Badlands. It is on 33s. It has the upgraded beadlock capable wheels. You do have to buy the rings and have the tires differently mounted. So this is the Badlands. We put this piece of trail armor right here on. That was probably the first mod. Wanted to protect the leading edge of that hood a little bit and had hopes that it would help some of the stuff that comes flying at you on the road go over it instead of into the windshield, which may have worked for 3 months, and now I have a nice about foot-long crack over on the passenger side of the windshield from the first impact that thing ever took. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it hit right here and just tracks up like that. There's a double crack, one on the outside, one on the inside. About the next thing we did was these little LED ditch lights. These are from Harbor Freight. They're about 80 bucks or so for the set, so they're reasonably inexpensive, and they do a good job. They've been on there also about 3 months. Toe rings, pretty much the same thing. Harbor Freight thing. The Rough Country hidden winch mount with my own little license plate holder here that I made. I like to make things when I can because I'm cheap and I don't like to pay for them. But anyway, Rough Country hidden winch mount, Harbor Freight Badlands, 12,000 pound Apex synthetic line winch, which we've only really used it once to spool stuff, just to spool it in under load. Another one of my little homemades are these front mud flaps. It became apparent very quickly that we were going to eat rocks off these tires like crazy. We live on a gravel road, have a gravel drive. So having the crash bars, it was simple to take a piece of this old conveyor belt that I had laying around, cut out a spot for the rock rails to stick through, and literally just zip tied them to the crash bars. They've been on there ever since. I didn't know how long they would last, but we got this thing in March. It is now basically the end of July, and they're doing just fine. Moving to the interior, it is the marine grade vinyl interior. This is the 7-speed manual. Has the high package on it. Of course, with the Badlands, you get all the lockers. You get the disconnecting sway bar, front and rear lockers. You do not get the donut mode or the trail turn, because it doesn't function with the manual. So that's the one thing you give up to have a little fun shifting your own gears. We added this sunshade from Rough Country, and I bought a piece of the webbing, nylon webbing that Rough Country gives you is too short to loosen it so that you can latch these down. So I went and bought a little longer piece of webbing and cut it to match, just about 3 inches longer. Took a lighter to the edges so they wouldn't fray. Very simple little modification to that. I think that was about $90. So just a quick top shot of the old Rough Country sunshade right there. Works pretty well. So this is a storage bag off of Amazon for about $91, I think, $92, from a company called Maybet. It holds all 3 of your soft top window panels, your back panel and the 2 sides. It's worth every penny, in my opinion. This will suspend off of your the back of your front seat, off your headrests, basically little straps there. You can kind of see them dangling, goes down and around, and that just hangs. Sort of like the picture. We have a video covering this as part of our soft top solutions video, I believe it was, so check it out. So next up is the remote for the winch. We put a solenoid in so that it could be controlled from our auxiliary switches, which allows us to turn the winch off when it is not in use. Okay, so we just left the house. The missus thinks we need to tell you that this will pull things on gravel, so it will pull things on gravel. Okay, so we normally average about 18 miles to the gallon, or just slightly over that. Okay, so just a quick little video there. We wound up the trip at 16.1, pulling the trailer about 90% or so of the time. So I hope this answers several of your questions. If you have more, please feel free to give me a comment. I will respond. I'll answer in video, something.